Hi, I am Haley Fuchsia. I am one of the team members for the Kingston Film Festival, and I am here today with Mr. Jeremy Colwell. Jeremy, how are you?
I'm great, Haley. How are you?
I'm
Hi,
good. It's good
hi,
to see
friends.
you.
Good to see you too. I'm Jeremy, and been working in the industry for about 3 or so years now, and I'm excited to be here.
Ah, that's awesome. We're excited to have you. I'm excited to see you.
I'm excited to see you too.
So, what drew you to work in the film industry in the first place?
Well, I've wanted to work in the film industry since I was like a little boy. I know that sounds very cliche, um, but as a kid, I was like I don't really know what I want to be when I grow up. And then I found out that like people made movies, like that was like a job and you can get paid for it and like have like a living on it. And I was like, oh no, that sounds I love movies and I would love to make them. That sounds dope. So pretty much since then I've wanted to be in the industry.
That's amazing. I feel you. I get that. All right. So, how did you like first get started in film? Like, what you got you your first job, or even if you were like younger and picked up a camera for the first time, like what was it that like first got you into film?
Let's see. I mean, I don't think I ever picked up a camera until like high school. Me and my friends would make like really just like really like dumb little short films, but like we never even cut them together. We just kind of like recorded them. And we were all in theater in high school, so like we were all always just like, let's just mess around and like make a scene of something. I don't know. Um so and I had like a flip camera for like a long time, and I would just use that all the time and like just I would never once again I would never do anything with the footage. I would just have it. Um but yeah, I think that's like the first time I ever like started filmmaking, so to speak. Yeah. And then I guess like professional filmmaking started post grad. I got an internship through the Georgia Film Academy. And I was a VFX intern, which I didn't know anything about VFX. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to do. Um and yeah, I was an intern for Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then like I just sort of kept going from there. So
Awesome, amazing. So I guess this is not a question that was on there, and if you're not allowed to say, like, it's
okay,
cool. Did you sign NDAs? I
I
don't
gotta look.
know.
Gotta look at my agent. Yeah, I can
Okay.
answer it.
Okay. So like what I don't know, is this weird to just like name drop projects you were on? But like what are some of the projects that you've been on and like what were the roles that you had on those projects?
Okay, cool. So first project was Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was an office intern for about like 6 or so weeks, and then like a month or so later, I was brought on as a VFX set PA for like their second unit. Um, and then after that, I worked on the reshoots for Godzilla King of Monsters for like a couple of weeks. That was pretty cool. And then what did I do after that? I think after that, I did Avengers, Avengers Endgame. I did the reshoots for that for like a month. Um, and then I moved on to God, like I'm trying to like after that I did the reshoots for I don't know if I can say this movie because it hasn't been released yet. I don't know if it ever will be released. But it was like this cool sci-fi movie. It's kind of crazy. And then after that, I did um, the upcoming Suicide Squad movie. So I did that for like a long time. And yeah, yeah. And now, yeah.
Nice.
And then after that, everything happened. So
Nice. Right. And were you in the VFX department again for Suicide Squad?
yes, I was. I was in the VFX department for pretty much every one of those. Um, I was a VFX PA for Ant-Man, Godzilla, and Avengers, and then I was a witness cam operator for that sci-fi movie I was talking about, and for the Suicide Squad.
What is witness cam op? Like what do you do with
Oh,
that? What is it all about?
right. So basically, um, like whenever VFX artists are trying to like build VFX assets, um, they like to have basically like reference photography or reference footage to know where like the real life actors or props or sets or whatever are in relation to like what they're going to create. And that's where we come in, and we just capture like the scene, like the scene at hand, all the actors, and then also the camera movements, if there are any camera movements, just so that the VFX artists have like an overall just like reference of everything that went on set. We do that for every take, and like we match time code with the main cameras, and we slate with the main cameras. Like if the main cameras are like go from like 16 take 16 to like take 72, we also go from take 16 to take 72. um so we just want to give the VFX artists and the vendors a lot of reference photography so they can do what they got to do.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I honestly, I hadn't really heard of Witness Cam Up until I talked to you about it. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I didn't know about it either. It was, yeah, it's cool. It's really cool.
Nice. That's awesome. So, what would you like to do in film in the future? Is there like a big, I feel like everyone has that like big end goal role of like,
Yeah.
director of photography. Do you have anything, or do you like VFX, or like what do you see yourself doing?
I mean, funny enough, I mean, you know this, but I went to school for theater and like for acting. So I would love to like get back in that, because that was like the ultimate goal. Um, but also like now that I've been on set and I've done like, just like some small stuff here and there, I would love to like produce either my own content or like people that I know. If I like hear about a project that's like really cool and really interesting, I'd love to produce that for them. um that'd be really awesome. I've started, I would like to write, but I haven't written a lot. I've literally just started like my first like script, so we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I think those are like the things, and I don't know, maybe I could direct one day. You never know, never say never. So
Never say never. You're right. That's awesome. I also didn't know you wanted to produce. That's really cool.
yeah. Yeah,
Nice, dude.
thank you.
All right. So, what were some of your favorite projects or like singular project, and what did you learn from them? It.
um I mean, Ant-Man and the Wasp was like, A, because that was my first thing. B, because it was Marvel. Like I'm a big Marvel MCU comic guy, so like I was just like, oh my god. But also like they were like everyone who worked on that movie, and like our team specifically, they were like so nice and like so gracious to us, and they really wanted to like teach us. Like it wasn't like it was like, oh yeah, you guys are just here to like be interns. Like they would take time out of their day and like walk us through like what their job was and like how they deal with vendors, and like just the process of like going from pre-production to like working with the vendors to post-production. Like they taught us so much. And they let us get so much hands-on experience. Like they want us to learn as much as possible. And like I will always like value and treasure that, because it was one of the greatest crash courses just in filmmaking in general like I've ever gotten. And they didn't have to do that. Like they really didn't. We could have just gotten their food and that would have been it. But like it was really cool. It was awesome.
That's so cool. I feel like that is so. Um, I don't know how to put it. Like, but I mean, it's so great. Like when a production or a production company or whatever like really wants to teach you, and
Right.
they're
Yeah.
like invested in that.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel valued, but it's also like,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
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 You
And then
really feel like you're a part of the team and like you're really contributing to what they're
right,
doing.
exactly. It was so awesome. They were great. They were awesome.
That's so cool. Nice. Do you have any advice for young filmmakers getting into the industry or like practicing their craft or anything?
Yeah, yeah. I would just say always be a student of film. Like always. Like just like, and it doesn't even matter like what you're into. Don't feel weird about like, oh, I haven't seen this movie or I haven't, like just like watch movies. and look into like how they were made and why they were made and like what it took and like what the issues were, like what pitfalls came up, all that kind of stuff. Like just soak that in and learn that, because I think that'll help you sort of like in your journey for sure. And then just like don't be afraid of like big sets. Don't be afraid of big names. It's very intimidating, like trust me. Sometimes you feel like you shouldn't be there. But if you've been upfront about like who you are and what you want to do and what you can do, and they bring you on, like they bring you on for a reason. They bring you on because they want you. And don't second guess that, because you're there for a reason and it's gonna pay off. And also just be a dope person. Like just be like people, like I can't tell you how many times like someone has like hit me up because they're like, oh hey, like you're just kind of dope, we'd love to have you on set, like we've heard you're really dope, I met you once or twice, like just come out because you're really dope. Like that's happened so many times. So just be cool, like just be like a good, nice, like good to work with person. You're there with these people for like 16 hours a day, so like they want to like you and they don't want you to like suck as a person. So don't.
Honestly, that's probably like some of the best like actual tangible advice I've ever heard. Like always be a student and be a like good person to work with. Like honestly, I feel like some of the other advice is so like far out there and whatever, but
Right.
that's like so tangible and so like I don't know, like you can work towards that. I didn't put this in my question thing, but I did mean to ask, like, what have you been up to during quarantine, lockdown,
So
any of
yeah.
that?
I mean, watching a lot of movies for sure. Because I like when I was working, I'd never had time. Um, and what's interesting is like I've like watched things that like I normally would be like, ugh, I've got 2 days off. Like if I don't like this movie, I'm gonna be mad that I wasted my time with it. This, it was just like, dude, I'll try anything, and even if I don't like it, it doesn't matter because I got all the time in the world. But yeah, so I've been watching a lot of movies. I've been trying to teach myself editing, which has been really cool and very frustrating at times, but also really rewarding. So there's that, and I think I mentioned earlier that like I went to school for theater, so I've been reading a lot of plays, and just because I mean, once again, like I've got time, and there's like there were like 16 plays on my shelf that like I was like I didn't even know I had this that I'd never opened. So I was like, oh, and I've been wanting to read this for a long time, and I didn't even know it was on my shelf. So like I just sort of like went through that. And I I went through a quesadilla phase where I would like try to like make very interesting quesadillas. I made some really awesome stuff. I might have a food truck one day. Never know, keep an eye out for that. Um yeah, that's how I spent my quarantine, my lockdown.
That's amazing. I will be looking forward to those quesadillas.
Oh, you know what? I'll make some for you guys. There's some that I'm like, yo, that I don't know how I came up with that. Is even my family was like, dude, this is good, man. This is good. I can't even lie to you, Jan. So
That's amazing. Well, I can't wait to try it when I can see you again.
yeah, I know, right? I can't wait.
Oh, it's amazing. Okay, last two questions then, or it can be balled into one.
Okay.
What is your favorite movie slash what is your favorite movie that you watched during quarantine? Or did you have a favorite? Or were they all like, dang, I'm really glad I didn't watch these during my 2-day breaks?
Yeah. Oh man. Let's see. I mean, my favorite movie of all time is Pulp Fiction. Um, that that movie, like, I tell this to people now. That movie was like kind of, this is gonna sound weird. It was kind of like a sexual awakening for me in terms of like, I was like, oh my God, when people talk about like good dialogue, like this is what they talk about. Like, it just kind of like blew me away. It was like, it kind of changed me. So yeah, it's favorite movie of all time. And then favorite movie that I watched during quarantine. Interesting. Um, I watched a lot of stuff. The one thing that like really stuck out to me that like I think about a lot is Nocturnal Animals written, I think it's written, but directed definitely by Tom Ford, like the suit guy. And I was like, because I'd heard about this movie before. Yeah. I was like, what? And it's excellent. It's so good. And like, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I bought it immediately. I like watched it like 3 more times. Like, it's so good. Is there anything else? I did like, I watched the Cars Trilogy, and that surprised me. Yeah, I was like, oh, this is I'm kind of enjoying this actually.
I'm just glad the Cars trilogy held up.
Yeah. Well, 2 of them hold up.
Oh, two of them? Oh, okay,
Yeah,
fair.
2 of them hold up.
The first two?
No, the first and the third.
The first and the third,
Second one,
interesting.
dude. The second one is so once when my video essay eventually comes out, you'll see why. It's like, it's weird, dude. It's so weird. It's so strange. It's like it doesn't know what it is.
Oh yeah.
Remember in high school when like you had that friend and like all of a sudden they got like really popular and like they started hanging out with different people and they just like kind of started to suck. That's what Cars 2 is. It's like, oh, I could tell like this is when you guys are making a lot of money and the merchandise is doing really well and you just thought you could do whatever you wanted, and it didn't work, bro. It didn't work. So
that's so funny. What a good way to put it.
yeah, I was like, I don't know you. I don't know you anymore.
Oh, that's so funny.
So Cars 2, man. Cars 2.
Cars too. You know what movie I recently watched that doesn't hold up,
What?
which I'm really kind of sad about, is Spy Kids.
Really?
Yeah, like go rewatch it.
Here's the thing, Haley. I went into it thinking that because I actually rewatched them too. I think it kind of does hold up. And granted, it's not like I cannot go, oh, this is genuinely like well done. You see what I'm saying? But like it's fun, like
Okay.
fun.
I don't know.
The second one actually genuinely is like, this is actually a pretty good movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we watched the first one and it was just like, man, I love this movie and this is like really weird.
Yes, it is. It is very jarring. This is so strange. Like who?
So strange.
Yeah.
Who had this idea? Who did this?
Right. And then you find out
who had this idea and then actually got the money to do it.
Right. Like who in the room was like, I don't know about you. This sounds excellent. Like
great. Let's
just
money.
fund the whole thing. There was this, you remember Gumby? Do you remember Gumby? Yeah, there was like a Gumby movie that I used to watch all the time as a kid. That's the only thing Gumby I watched. Like my mom recorded it once and like I was like, this is awesome. And then when I was in high school, I was like, oh, I'm gonna rewatch the Gumby movie. It's been so long. I love this movie. And I didn't finish it, dude. It was so weird that it was uncomfortable, dude. I was like, bro, the state of mind that this movie puts me in, I don't like it and I don't ever want to be here again. I'm cutting it off and I'm never watching this again. And I haven't yet. It's weird. It's so weird.
That is crazy.
Dude, I do not know why I like this so much. I can't even point to like, back then Jeremy was little Jeremy was into this. No, I was like, I don't know. Never
the
again.
things we were into as kids, man, like it's so weird watching stuff I was into when I was a kid, and I'm like, what? Why?
What is this? And you finish it, and you're like, I wouldn't even show that to my kid. Are you kidding? Like,
no, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even show that. Ooh.
But what's bad is when like kids now are like I showed my little sister Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and she was like, "It's like, what is this, dude?" Like, I was like, "It's awesome, right?" She's like, "No, it's weird."
No.
It's like, but and I was like, I mean, you're not wrong. It's weird.
Oh man, all of the kids or all the movies we grew up on, like the people that made them were like, these kids are gonna be weird and they're gonna like these movies.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They I need to have a talk with them.
Honestly, maybe what messed up Spy Kids for me was the fact that I watched it with people that had never watched it before. And the whole
Oh,
time they were like, this is really weird. And I was like, you know what,
oh,
you're right.
I get you. Yeah, seeing Spy Kids for the first time as an adult, that's not a great idea. It's not a great idea. Oh my
Like,
God.
who came up with these thumbs and why?
I had nightmares about Thumb Thumbs. I was like I had dreams like Thumb Thumbs would like come and take me. I was like, dude, I like stopped watching that movie for a while. Like, dude, they're so weird. Even to this day, man, I can't do it.
I mean, I can't believe that I can like picture them so clearly.
Right.
Like,
Like when you say Thumb Thumb, I know exactly what that looks like.
I know exactly
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
God, dude. They're appalling, dude. Whose idea was it that, man? Like, it was like, yo, it's a person, but it's all thumb. It's all thumb. Oh my God, dude. Every limb is a thumb.
Like the sound effects they had for them walking and like
Oh,
stomping around is so.
they like move faster than they should move for like what
Yes,
they are.
they do. They move so fast.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, dude, it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
It is terrifying.
It's disgusting. I'm just gonna say.
Oh my gosh. I feel like we should start a podcast of like children's movies and whether or not they hold up now.
That's a great idea. Oh
I
my
feel like
God.
that's a really good idea for a podcast.
I think you did something. Oh my goodness. That's a wonderful idea.
Oh my gosh. Jeremy, you want to start a podcast with me?
Yes, and Spy Kids is our first movie.
Spy Kids was the first movie. I will suffer through the trilogy just to talk about. Yeah, no, this was great. Honestly, like, thank you so much for like doing this. This is
Thanks for
so much
having
fun
me.
to talk to you.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun.
This is so cool. It was nice hearing what you did during quarantine too. And I feel like I'll have to. What was it? Nocturnal Animals? That was called.
Nocturnal Animals, yeah. It's
And by
got
Tom Ford.
yeah, but the man, like, and it's got all the elegance and like beauty that his suits do. Like, it's such a good
Interesting.
movie. Like, it's way better than it should be. I was like, Tom Ford. Like, I looked it up and I was like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very good. It's got Amy Adams and Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Shannon. Like, right, yeah, exactly. It's so good.
I was just about to ask, are there any like notable actors? And then you're
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness.
Cast. Just like,
Crazy. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I'll get back to you on that.
yeah.
And I'll also get back to you on these childhood nostalgic
Yeah.
podcasts that we're gonna these nostalgic movies. But thank you so much. It was so good talking to you.
Thank you.
And I hope you have a wonderful night.
You too.
Hi everyone, this is Christina. I'm the art director of the Kingston Film Festival, and I'm here today to introduce you Martina Pugliati, who's part of the Kingston jury this year. I'm gonna talk about a bit of her. She started her film critic career in Calabria, at the university in Calabria, and then after that, she's been part of the Venice Film Festival as a jury for the Venice Classic category, and she started collaborating with some film magazines after that in Rome, in Turin, and in other parts of Italy. And recently, she just published her first book, called The Interior Revolution, which talks about David Cronenberg, but I'm not gonna talk about this, she's gonna talk about this. So we are gonna switch to Italian language, but don't worry, subtitles will appear soon.
Ciao.
Allora, ho fatto una breve introduzione, ma veramente corta, quindi se te mi vuoi dire qualcosa sul tuo percorso, da dove hai iniziato, così.
Da dove ho iniziato? Vabbè, sicuramente io ho fatto il dance, quindi ho studiato cinema, però in realtà poi è nato tutto dopo, cioè quando studiavo non ero in realtà una grande cinefila, né mi interessavo più di tanto di chi ha vinto al festival, no, ero una ragazzina probabilmente. E poi dopo però ho fatto la scuola di cinema di Sentieri Selvaggi, in critica, e lì insomma sono entrata un po' sul campo, ho cominciato a fare festival come inviata di Sentieri e ho cominciato anche insomma a guardare veramente film, perché comunque, insomma, girare molti festival è importante per renderti conto anche di quello che c'è in giro nel mondo. E da lì, insomma, la passione è venuta veramente fuori e ho cominciato anche a collaborare con altri festival, giurie. Adesso sarò anche nella giuria giovani di Carbonia, che è un festival anche quello molto giovane, ma anche già maturo. E da lì, insomma, ho scritto anche per altre riviste e poi è uscito questo libricino qua quest'anno. Non so se si vede perché c'è molta luce.
Ora si vede meglio.
Sì, che però risale a delle ricerche che io facevo già negli anni universitari, quindi nasce un po' dalla mia tesi magistrale, però è un libro, insomma, che ho scritto adesso, perché comunque la scrittura evolve e ho
Certo.
cambiato parecchio anche il mio stile e il mio sguardo anche. E non è una vera e propria monografia, nel senso che sì, affronto tutta la filmografia di Cronenberg, però da una lente filosofica, perché comunque io ho studiato estetica del cinema più che cinema in quanto tale.
Sì.
E quindi c'è un po' un rapporto di analogia tra cinema e filosofia che vanno di pari passo e si contaminano. Però questo percorso con questo libro, insomma, in qualche modo chiarisce quanto sia importante il cinema per leggere la realtà, anche se appoggiandosi alla filosofia, però rimane indipendente, rimane una via originale, al di là del fatto che comunque tutto si fonda su un concetto filosofico, perché il corpo senza organi è un concetto che risale ad Artaud e poi è stato riletto anche da Deleuze, da Guattari, quindi insomma c'è tanta filosofia dentro, però
Sì.
Cronenberg non era da meno, ecco, cioè anche lì, se vogliamo prendere le opere singolarmente, quanta filosofia potremmo vederci dentro, quindi sì, ovviamente ho cercato di non snaturare il suo cinema, perché comunque la sua intenzione non è mai stata io do una lettura psicoanalitica di Videodrome, no, non è questo, e per quello che ti dicevo, appunto il cinema rimane comunque una via singolare di lettura e ci sono molte allegorie che pensano proprio il cinema, cioè ci sono tante letture meta-cinematografiche dentro ed era quello che mi interessava di più in realtà.
E infatti un po', vabbè, mi ricollego, cioè perché Cronenberg? Dove è nato questa curiosità, questo interesse per lui?
Sì, è nato, allora sicuramente lo conoscevo come regista della body horror, però in realtà era una visione limitata, perché comunque lui non è solo questo, è quel body horror, quel corpo, era in realtà un corpo che era assetato di desiderio. Siccome io mi sono occupata di inconscio e di desiderio, di divenire, allora ho cominciato da lì ad avvicinarlo. E in realtà mi sono resa conto che c'era molto più che la metamorfosi dell'uomo in mosca o dell'uomo in macchina da scrivere, o non lo so, i diversi livelli di esistenza, cioè c'era in realtà un corpo fragile nei suoi equilibri che improvvisamente si trovava vittima di un cambiamento e questa per me era la lettura della vita e del concetto stesso di desiderio, inconscio e allora da lì ho cominciato a leggerli in questa maniera i film, cioè dove si rompe l'equilibrio mente-corpo e cosa l'uomo appunto vive in questo percorso, vedendoci in realtà una liberazione anche dai limiti che la società gli impone, perché tutti i primi film di Cronenberg sono questa liberazione istintuale che in qualche modo li porta a ribellarsi ad una società perbenista, altoborghese e quindi la rivoluzione interiore era prima di tutto anche questo, liberarsi dagli organi anche di Stato e cominciare a vivere una vita nuova, anche se era di mosca. Quindi ci ho visto questo.
E se lo vogliamo, diciamo, riportare a quello che è il contemporaneo, non ti parlo di in generale cinema contemporaneo, ma proprio all'oggi, riesci a rivedere una filosofia simile in registi emergenti o registi che hanno una carriera molto più breve in questo momento di Cronenberg?
Ecco, oggi sicuramente noto, anche in film di autori emergenti, la necessità di rappresentare la dimensione interiore. anche della mente, perché comunque Cronenberg è corpo ma anche mente, pensiamo a Scanners e a tutti i film anche più recenti. C'è appunto questa tendenza a vivere un po' il film come un'atmosfera interiore di malattia, di disagio, e questo mi è sempre piaciuto perché in qualche modo ci rivede un po' cioè qualcosa di più originale, un po' una soggettiva libera in diretta, per citare Pasolini. Quindi comunque tu entri nel film, entri nella testa anche un po' del regista e dei personaggi che sono intercessori del regista. E vedo questo soprattutto. La malattia è molto presente, secondo me lo sarà ancora di più adesso dopo questi scenari virali che abbiamo veramente vissuto. I registi cominceranno a essere sempre più ispirati da questo, dal tema della malattia e da come la società lo ha affrontato, anche sbarrando.
Questo anno influenzerà direttamente o indirettamente tanti registi, tanti anche linguaggi, perché poi si è visto come l'isolamento ha portato a esplorare un modo diverso poi di fare cinema, e quindi sicuramente ci sarà una riflessione importante che spero di vedere già il prossimo anno, quando andremo al cinema. Non so se ti va di aggiungere qualcosa in particolare che ci tieni riguardante il libro.
Sì, beh, riguardo soprattutto Cronenberg, allora, quello che ti dicevo prima un po', in realtà il libro è forse, credo, l'ultimo che sia uscito su di lui, ma in realtà ci sono tanti altri libri importanti negli anni 90 e io guardo soprattutto a quelli, cioè a Grunberg, alla lettura di Canova, e quello che ho messo appunto in evidenza è la lettura metacinematografica di ogni opera. Quindi, appunto, perché parliamo di linguaggi, di stile cinematografico, è importante rivedere anche i film di Cronenberg da questo punto di vista, cioè l'assenza di una morale, il giudicare. Ecco, questo nei film è scandaloso, quindi veramente è quello che mi piace innanzitutto di questo regista, che si è sempre liberato da ogni forma di moralismo. Non esiste una sola lettura del film, ci sono vari punti di vista, e l'ambiguità non solo dei personaggi, pensiamo quelli di Viggo Mortensen nella promessa dell'assassino, non solo, e della stessa struttura del film, nella quale lo spettatore cade improvvisamente e non sa più, non ha più una guida, è questo che veramente dovremmo vedere al cinema. Cioè non appunto il punto di vista necessariamente del regista, ma fare riflettere lo spettatore, catapultarlo in una serie appunto di immagini che sono poi virali e in qualche modo stimolare un nuovo punto di vista critico, che è anche il punto di vista critico sul mondo oltre che sul film. È per questo che penso di avere deciso poi di fare il libro, forse anche appunto come speranza di vedere sempre più film che stimolino questo tipo di riflessione.
Penso sia una riflessione importante questa, merita appunto che chi ci ascolta capisca quanto sia importante poi non focalizzarsi su quella, questo è il mio punto di vista, io ti voglio trasmettere il mio punto di vista, ma io invece ti voglio portare dentro un viaggio, dentro un mondo.
Sì. Che poi sarà personale, appunto, cioè alla
Sì,
fine sarà lo
certo.
spettatore a saltare.
Se hai un consiglio che ti va di dare a questi studenti del nostro festival, studenti non ma giovanissimi, che,
Sì. Comunque il livello dei film che ho visto è già abbastanza maturo, quindi vuol dire che già un percorso è stato fatto. Quello che penso è che sia fondamentale continuare a confrontarsi e quindi partecipare a festival, concorsi, mettersi in gioco e quindi appunto rimanere con gli occhi ben aperti su quello che è il panorama di interesse e appunto confrontarsi, perché ho visto anche tanti bravi registi rimanere comunque un po' isolati e non si cresce assolutamente. Questo vale per tutti gli ambiti, è importante appunto mettersi in gioco in questo complesso, insomma, post pandemia o dentro la pandemia riusciamo di nuovo a vederci, perché i confronti fisici ai festival sono tali, non possiamo rinunciarci.
assolutamente, condivido in pieno e mi aggancio mandando un messaggio di speranza che il prossimo anno il Kingston Film Festival sarà a Londra e sarà fisicamente, che potremmo invitare tutti. E niente, intanto vabbè, ti ringrazio sia per...
Grazie a voi.
sia per aver partecipato a questo piccolo colloquio, sia per la visione dei film, grazie davvero.